initiatives going on here. And of course, I have my closing remarks that I always do. And thank you to our speakers. That's what that's like. Where do we go from here? And where are we anyway? We've got good news, and we've got some bad news. And I'm just going to go through a few things. Good news. 2 years ago, we kind of made a fuss, and the PTs dropped the language about dry needling out of the bill. That was great. We stopped them at the board of PT level the year before that. That was great. But the bad news is they're coming back. And they've already given us official notice that they're planning to put language into the legislature to allow them to do dry needling. The good news is, at the last medical conference, we've been going to FSOMA for a few years, and we would have about 3 out of 4 doctors would come up to the booth and they'd say, well, how can I learn how to do this? And we had some really good conversations about how long you really have to study and how long you have to take with the patient to do a good job, and most of them agreed it wouldn't fit in their medical practice model. So now when they come to talk to us, they're looking for referrals. Sorry about that. And so that's good news. But this year, there was some bad news. Nurse practitioners and physician's assistants came by the booth, and they said, how can we learn how to do acupuncture? And that was not so great. The good news is that nurses are not exempt. We have a section in our statute that gives us a little protection for nurses doing acupuncture. They would be required to go through training to do it. Now, that doesn't mean that can't be changed, but right now it would be a little work for them. The bad news is the physician's assistants are under the medical board, and they are exempt from that part of the statute. So that's bad news. The good news is we're now a profession according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. And some bad news, the VA in some places downgraded us to a technician status, and they're hiring nurses and training them on a weekend medical acupuncture course to do acupuncture. Now this isn't the whole system. There are state VAs that are regulated, and I think each medical center can have their own rules, but this is not good. This is not a good trend. And I think Marilyn mentioned some other, it may have been in a discussion, some bad news there. So, you know, we've got good news and bad news. And, you know, if we listen and let our emotions lead us, oh, yay! Oh, no! The end. We can get thrown away all around. And you can see that in politics now. There are a lot of people that get led by their emotions. And you get tangled up. You know, and so what are you supposed to do? You know, if one day it's good, the next day it's bad, you get all tangled up in this. We need these emotions. The passion of emotions can fuel us. They can fuel our strength and determination. But if we let the joy of anger or despair rule us, it clouds our vision. It pulls us from being grounded, and we can get really tangled up and lost. So we need those emotions to have passion, strength, and determination. We need that fire to get us going. And you've heard some ways today you can move. And you got to go back home and get involved with your politicians. It doesn't take that much time to call them up, to meet with them, to tell them who you are. If you work on a campaign, that's gravy if you have time. But do that. So we've got to clear a path through the emotions. We need them there to fuel us, but we've got to have a clear vision. And what is that vision going to be? What do you want it to be? Where do we go from here? One thing we need to do is continue challenging the PTs on dry needling. Last year or 2 years ago, we put a survey out to the profession and said, You know, we can either go whole hog against them, or we can try to work something or leave them alone and just work on our own stuff. And we got a 50-50 response. There were some people very passionate that we had to fight it. And the other people were not happy, but they'd be okay if we did. So we decided to fight it. And we need to continue doing that. It's not right for them to be able to do this with a weekend course. You know, it's not right, it's not safe, it's dangerous. So, work on political campaigns, get to know your legislature. But I think the other thing that we need to do is really be putting our message out there, what we can do. We have a powerful medicine. You know, we are the most extensively trained people in acupuncture. We need to let them know that. And we have many more tools in our arsenal than just acupuncture. We need to set ourselves apart as primary care providers that can help people in the state of Florida with addiction, with pain, with PTSD. And we've just got to start putting that message out in any way we can. I think the two, humanitarian acupuncture and the VA initiative, do that very well. So that's where we're headed this next year. We're still going to go up to the legislature and fight, but we're also going to be going, look at us, we are awesome. And I'm finishing 15 minutes early, so I want to enjoy the conference and let me know if I can help you. All right.